Hello, lore heads, and welcome to the League, exploring the League of Legends lore from A to Z. My name is Rebecca.
And I'm John.
My name is Mark.
Today we're talking about the Eye of the Void, Vel'Koz, who was released February 27th, 2014.
Yeah.
Wow, 2014? I was certainly going to say like 2012 or something. I don't know. He feels like that.
I also would have assumed that.
But you didn't have a judgment
2012
or
is...
anything, yeah.
That's like when I started paying attention to League. So...
I guess that's fair.
Feels more recent, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I will say, like, I went to go look at his old lore, and there was nothing fun or like silly or anything like that. There's no like, and then he joined the League of Legends or anything. So
yeah, they had given up on it at that point. It was short.
Yeah,
that was during
short.
the period where they had decided that bios only needed to be like a paragraph. One and done it.
You know, it's funny that the more things changed.
To be fair, the Vel'Koz part of the Vel'Koz bio is about a paragraph, so...
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, it is. It is very Cho'Gath in that way. I don't know.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well...
So
what does he sound like?
What does he sound like? Yeah, we're all going to be great at this impression, let me tell you.
It's a really unfun one to do, yeah. Okay.
Oh, you want to go first? You can go first.
No, I don't. Okay, fine. What is... okay, what was the quote I picked? Okay, I gotta think about it. Human melting point remains inconsistent.
Ooh.
That's good.
I got chills.
Thank you for your contribution.
I love it.
Was it not contribution?
No,
He says that, yeah.
Yeah.
That was like if Vel'Koz was a smoker.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, thank you.
He's like,
I was like, how do I get my voice deep? I sound like I've smoked a pack a day for 20 years.
he's got like 6 of them going, like every tentacle's got one. It's just chain smoking them. Oh, the Watchers are on my ass.
I need more pictures of Spider-Man. Somebody please give me that skit. I know it's going to be very close to definitely not Vel'Koz, and I don't care.
Just give us, the Jonah Jameson Void Monster, please.
Yes, I like it. Not just Jonah. Jonah. All right.
Let's see. All right. Knowledge through disintegration.
He always has to like hesitate, and he's like, which big word in my big word knowledge should I use today?
Pulls out his
He's just
thesaurus.
flipping through a thesaurus.
Yeah, he's got the thesaurus open for sure.
But he doesn't have a mouth, so he just like wipes it on his eye.
Ew.
They should do like.
Why does he have to do any of those?
They should put him in the the not battle academia, just like the school skin line, and he could be the nerd, right? Chess club Vel'Koz.
I honestly love that a lot because I imagine that Vel'Koz, his AUs are not going to be that like thrilling. Is my guess,
most likely.
And I do like the idea of like just translating his desire for knowledge into just a mega nerd space. You know?
Yeah. Plus,
that's fantastic.
Plus him with a bunch of other, just everyone else is completely normal, and then there's just him floating around, and they just bully him anyway. You know, they just throw shit in his eye and stuff. I like that.
They're kicking sand.
They tie his tentacles together.
Oh, they would string him up from the flagpole or something like that.
Hey there, Four Eyes. Except he really does. He doesn't even have glasses.
Oh,
I get it. Okay, yeah. What other ways could you bully Vel'Koz? What's the best?
How would you bully Vel'Koz, everybody?
Put it in the comments.
Yeah, let us know.
Well, on the Riot Universe page, he has a bio and 2 short stories are linked, even though he's only in one of them.
Yeah, they were desperate for Vel'Koz content, and they were like, well, this one's got a void creature in it with an eyeball.
It was the Watchers, right? Or, yeah, so it's the one where they go down into the Howling Abyss and they see the Great story. Nothing to do with Vel'Koz. But I felt like that was when they weren't sure if Vel'Koz was like a Watcher.
Is Vel'Koz Watcher? Maybe.
Like, he's a big eye, man, with with tentacles.
He does watch a lot. He sees a lot of shit. You know,
He sees much.
a lot.
I think Riot still doesn't know what the fuck a Watcher really is. I feel like they just constantly tried to say like, okay, this is a Watcher, and then they'll walk it back, and then just change it again. I think it ended up just being Vel'Koz, at least as per Song of Nunu. They're just Vel'Kozes again.
Yeah, there were a lot of tentacle beasts in the Song of Nunu Watcher
I didn't
segment.
get there yet.
Well, I just like depictions.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I've seen Nunu's beautiful.
You're gonna have to
dogs.
fight a Vel'Koz.
John, stop it.
I wish. I fucking wish.
Oh, okay. Honestly, thank God, because I'm really bad at this game. All right. Well.
Actually, so super quick. So this bio is by Ian St. Martin. And I just wanted to take a second real quick. I'm sure a lot of you have heard, but Riot has had a lot of layoffs as of this week.
We are recording this about 2 days after the announcement, I think.
Yes. So unfortunately, some of the names in
Most of
those
the names.
layoffs were Graham McNeil and our boy Ian St. Martin. We rip on you a lot, but we've loved your stories.
Yeah,
and
genuinely.
we're really sorry to see you go.
Yeah.
It makes us very sad. You guys contributed so much to the lore, and we love your shit, and we're real sad.
Maybe we should have like a contribution episode where we talk about our favorite stories by them or something.
That'd be nice.
Sure.
That'd be kind of
Nice.
I love that
send-off.
idea.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
could do that.
For sure.
Yeah.
Spread a little
I'm sure
love.
you guys are gonna land on your feet. You're both incredibly talented.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd
Yeah,
like to go through the lore because it's so easy to forget who wrote what. So like, I really want to go back and see. But yeah, I'm a little, well, not that we have to talk about the layoffs totally, but I am a little upset and nervous about what the hell this means for the lore because
Yeah, they had specifically said that they were giving up on a lot of, they didn't want to commit themselves to short stories because they wanted to tell stories through other means, and they had specifically called out Riot Forge as one of those other means, and now that Riot Forge is shuttered, and they got rid of two of probably the most prolific writers on the team, and the head of the MMO has left. It does leave a lot of question marks as to that project in particular too, and how lore will be distributed. So it's kind of a bummer of a time.
Do you think they're just gonna go whole hog on like Arcane? Like they're just gonna really let a lot of it kind of like wither on the vine, and like Arcane's what drives a lot of engagement, especially from outside the league space. I kind of assume like people who aren't in the league ecosystem, engage with Arcane, and maybe that's just gonna be like is them saying Arcane is canon, kind of like laying the groundwork for full steam ahead. That's the main venue of storytelling for all of the Runeterra universe.
I wouldn't be surprised, and I don't know how revenue works on Netflix or anything like that.
Yeah, who knows?
But like, if they made enough money on that they want to continue with Arcane, like I wouldn't be surprised to see other non-Arcane shows show up in kind of a Riot Forge style, maybe like different animation styles for different types of stories that they want to tell. That would be neat. I don't, we'll fucking see. They probably wouldn't be able to do it with Fortiche because I feel like they're all steam, full steam ahead. They already had to grow the studio like a million times just to make Arcane. So
yeah, I mean,
we'll see. It's a huge bummer. If you're, by the way, a writer who also was impacted by the layoffs, let us know so we can call you out too, give you a shout out, because we don't have the full list of layoffs yet or anything, but you all have been great. Reach out to us. We love you.
On that note,
so Vel'Koz
bio by Ian St. Martin.
Bio by St. Martin. Now I feel like I can't say
what a
anything
piece of
but...
shit. No, just kidding.
I guess the thing is, though, usually when we're ripping on something, it's not because the writing is bad. It's because the story itself isn't totally making sense. But in this case, that's not what it is. I don't have notes for this bio, mostly because the very beginning of it is talking about, not even the very beginning of it, half of it is talking about something we know already, just kind of talking about what the void is, how it started, it kind of existing peacefully in nothingness until it felt life elsewhere, the birth of Runeterra, I assume. People started poking and prodding into it. What's up? You're looking at me weird.
No, I was just smiling.
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't note that part, and it made me chuckle to myself, but continue.
You got a weird
You got this weird
look
thing
on your
happening with
face.
your face. What's
Yeah, what is that, John?
I've never seen this before. I don't like it. It
freaking me
makes me
out.
uncomfortable.
Anyway, then they talk about the Watchers kind of going out there. They get betrayed by Lysandra, and now they're frozen into this in-between. Started creating things that can go between the Void and Runeterra. And Vel'Koz is one of, I think, the oldest, they say, that has been going back and forth between these two places. And Vel'Koz's purpose is really just gaining knowledge of everything everywhere. And his way of gaining it is by sucking it out.
Giving it the big suck.
the big
Giving
suck,
it
yeah.
the big suck. He's doing the sucking, shockingly.
This is different than
He likes
every
to turn it.
tentacle movie I've watched.
I've seen
Tropes are turning on the head here.
and read other thing.
But I tentacle from there.
Not,
And that's basically Vel'Koz.
yeah, pretty much.
Want to know my favorite line from this story?
Absolutely.
Sure.
It is not necessary to know how such a place ever came to be, nor why, only that it did. Which is
also
the most defensive line I've ever heard.
Stop fucking asking
Shut the
us.
fuck up, it's just there.
Where the goddamn void came from. It's the Big Bang Theory. I don't know, man.
Who's writing this? Like, is there a way we can slap the reader? Like, when they get to this part? Just for being so uppity.
I've only seen this movie once, but it reminded me of Looper when they had them sitting down, just kind of talking about how the plot didn't make sense at all. And they're like, "Just go with it, man." Just like to each other.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. Yeah, this was a lot like reading just a better version of like the Cho'Gath lore, because like you said, it's almost overwhelmingly here's just, you want to know what the void is? Here it is, and also Vel'Koz at the end. But it was at least like, it's paragraphs, and it was written in kind of an interesting way, I guess.
Yeah. It was setting up how he came to be, and I feel like I didn't really imagine a lot of what we had known about the void in that way, I guess. So that was cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it makes it a little more tangible, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now, I have a question. Who is the narrator here? Because we're getting a lot of intimate details about the void, and then the final line of the bio is, "For the void is eternal, and it will consume us all." Who is us?
Well,
It really changed this to a first-person bio, but I don't know who.
Lysandra?
Soraka. Yeah, Lysandra. That's a good.
Soraka.
I like
Either would
Lysandra.
work.
Yeah, it's got some of her voice in it almost. She's a little melodramatic.
That's true.
She can be that way.
Although I will say the only point for it not being Lysandra is the one point where she was talking about how the Watchers heard the insignificant voice calling from beyond.
That's
true. She would have been like the beautiful.
Right. They heard a melodic voice thrumming through their souls, compelling them.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Hey guys!
I forgot Lysandra sounded
I
like
don't remember her
Vagar.
sounding like that.
Hi, boys!
Hey, you watchers, I see you watching.
Now she's smoking. She's the one who got Vel'Koz on the cigarettes.
Right. Oh, fuck.
Oh, shit.
I do like how they said the watchers, or the entities, watched. They scrutinized. I was just like, I just see them there just like gossiping over
I know,
tea.
they're taking the snarkiest fucking notes.
Who is this icy bitch?
Did you see what she said to her sister?
She did
Oh
not.
my god. Holy shit. No, there's something there. I think there's a joke. I'm trying to coalesce, but it's not coming.
These are the best parts of jokes when you're watching them.
Just workshopping them.
Brew Watchers something drag race joke. I don't know. I can't get there. It's not. It's
Somebody write the joke for him. He's got
fill it in. Pretend I said something clever and witty.
Are they all purple? Rue purples?
Sure.
Is that anything?
I was thinking like a Gossip Girl idea.
Okay.
Does anything rhyme with girl?
Desperate Ice
gossip.
Watcher. Real House Watchers of the Freljord.
Of the Freljord. There you go. We got there.
Nailed it. Got it in one.
Don't worry. I'll cut all of that stuff out.
Yeah. I definitely won't include it in the video either.
Great.
So they mentioned of his name. Though his name has no literal translation in the modern tongue, it equates roughly as to understand by unmaking, which seems weird because I don't know how they'd know he was really doing that other than maybe the fact that he just walks around saying knowledge through disintegration every other second. But
those ancient Shrimans, they're really good at like knowing exactly what void beings do. What's the most like
they were
accurate
really
description?
on the nose.
You look at like the way we name shit. It's like, what is that? I don't know. It's a meerkat, or what is that? I don't know. It's like a something or other. But those guys, those Shrimans, they got it nailed down, man. They know exactly what everything's doing all the time. I had forgotten.
What would they name a cat, you think?
A cat?
Yeah. Run through house after shit.
Knock shit off the table. For no reason.
Knock stuff over.
For
no reason.
To understand
Making dough.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, that's pretty
Making
good.
dough, little toe.
Oh, making dough with the toesy.
They say it like that too. Yeah, I kind of forgot like that he was not that he was a void creature, but that his name has like a meaning,
Right?
Like until they mentioned that line. Oh well.
Silly void creature.
They are silly. Uh-oh.
What?
Poppy just like she was like laying on her belly, she looked so asleep, and then she just turned around like but then shoved the binky in her mouth and it seems fine. It was silent though, like the bar didn't go up, but it looked like she was just screaming at the top of her lungs.
That's how she do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the bio. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we can hop into the short.
More Vel'Koz.
Yeah, we can hop.
I would have preferred more Vel'Koz in the Vel'Koz bio.
There's not.
I also would have preferred more Vel'Koz in the Vel'Koz short story.
Yeah. I'll give the short story more forgiveness. With the bio, it's the thing about Vel'Koz is it's like there's not a lot going on with him. He's very straightforward for a giant floating eye tentacle monster that learns by disintegrating people. It's actually very, very simple, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'd like to know how he fits in with Belveth and what she has going on now, because he's never mentioned, and I imagine that Belveth.
But he is.
Oh, really? God, am I a fucking idiot?
She has a cinematic with him.
Yeah, it's not
her
linked.
Teaser.
Yeah.
Oh, I watched that.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Huh. That's a neat idea.
Are they besties now?
They're besties.
Oh, okay.
Much,
they're not besties.
Oh,
he's terrified of her.
Well, yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, that's a neat
Probably
idea.
wants all that knowledge he sucked out.
Right, like that's something that I really wish they would kind of follow up on. Because I think I remember when we did Belveth, the idea of like something that like Vel'Koz being like showing emotion and specifically fear is such a cool like thing.
Yeah.
And there's like, there was another story that I guess we might talk about that's not linked, and I think on the wiki it's like it's really old lore. It's not really canon anymore.
Yeah, it's non-canon.
But there's
and that.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say like, if I had kind of read the bio and the short story in isolation, I would assume like maybe they just did this because like it's hard to get inside Vel'Koz's head. But, like, I feel like Leslie did a pretty good job of capturing that in her short story.
Yeah.
So, I would like a more modern version of that idea.
I think maybe when we talk about it, we can talk about it a bit. Because I also liked it because it like you said, getting into his head is surprisingly, good. And there's some kind of leads for him to follow that I kind of like a little bit that I think are interesting. But we can do the actual proper short story also by Ian St. Martin called A Different Hunger. This one's told from the perspective of one of the hapless rabble of victims when it's some rune-tearing guy from some place you never heard of.
I know. Kissing his wife goodbye.
Kissing his wife.
This is my last tour, honey.
Right? It's like, I hope nothing bad happens while I go out here. Yeah, he's from like one of the little independent nations, like not one of the big regions, called Tokagol. And he and his little squad are going to go. They're just going to go do guard duty. They share a border with Noxus. Noxus is being Noxus, and so they got to go make sure the border outposts are being well manned. Pretty calm trip. They get there. They see, oh great, the beacons are still lit. And they go there, and the gates are open. They're unbarred, but there's not any sign of like entry, like forced entry. There's not any sign of combat, and it's almost like everyone just kind of disappeared. The previous people who were there, there's still food in the cooking pots. There's fires that have burned down to embers, and they can't really find any sign of anybody for a little bit. They find these weird scorch marks on some of the wood, and eventually they do find a survivor, and it's this guy who is alive but in kind of a catatonic, unresponsive state. And when they kind of roll him over, they see that his left eye is just like gone. There's just kind of a gaping hole where that should have been, but he's still alive, unresponsive, and they find other people there from the guard who are in a similar state. Everyone's got that big hole in their left eye. And while they're all arguing, trying to figure out what to do, our POV character has like a big brainwave. It's like, wait a minute. If everyone's like this, who lit the beacon fire? And then Vel'Koz pops out.
Vel'Koz was waiting for someone to say that.
I was hiding.
Yeah, he was just like crouched down, like they're gonna notice, right?
This is really killing my tentacles. These fucking idiots better. Incapacitates pretty much all of them.
My sciatica.
Shut the fuck up. Oh my god. What happens? Vel'Koz incapacitates everybody. And what we see has been happening is that Vel'Koz, once he's got you incapacitated, he kind of looms over you and just jams the tentacle in the old eye. That's what's been happening. And he does the same thing to our POV character. And when that happens, it shifts from the internal monologue of the perspective character to Vel'Koz. And Vel'Koz just kind of, sucking up that knowledge. Got to get it all back to the Amazon delivery point or whatever. You gotta go drop it off. And he's just like, yep, this is what I do. I just got to get it all. Like Pokemon, got to catch all that knowledge. So
you have frozen, Mark.
And the audio.
My video froze, but that's pretty much the end of the story anyway. So.
Deary me.
Do you want to talk like that the whole time he's gone?
A little bit.
What a night.
It was a lot of fun. You should try it.
How's that spiked cider hitting you?
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Tell. We got some apple cider.
Are we coming back
mixed
in?
With a little bit
Are we
of cinnamon.
coming back?
And some cognac.
Are we coming back?
So
I just have a little bit of wine.
That's how we're
all right, here we go. Hey, I'm back.
Oh shit, he's back.
He's back.
At least I kind of... Okay, there we go. Fuck me.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know if you heard me, but it's like I was saying, that's the end of the story.
Yes. You were still in the pose that you froze in. You went back to it. That was great.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was a nice, effective way to show us what Vel'Koz does. I liked that the eye is just gone and that there's no wound. I thought that was really like a chilling realization that they all had, and they're trying to figure out, like, are they diseased? No, like there's no wounds. Like I can't even imagine discovering that. And I also liked how Vel'Koz doesn't make it painful for them. Like, it is a painless death, like, that they have. And he's like, oh, I know what pain is. I could make it painful, but we're fine. We don't need to do that here today.
We're all friends here.
We're all, I just want the knowledge. It's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it does a good job of capitalizing on, like, where a lot of Vel'Koz's horror is, right? Which is that he's so, like, clinical and detached in what he does. When he's like sifting through the mind of the I don't remember the guy's name, the character. He kind of just notes that, like, oh yeah, he's got memories of like a wife and offspring, and he tries to stop me from figuring those out. But like, whatever, I'll just bowl right over him and get all that knowledge too, and then I'm just gonna go about my day, right? Because really, I just need to get this info. You know, it's nothing personal, and that makes it almost worse. Right?
And how much is he really getting from these everyday people? You know, it's just it's so senseless.
Yeah,
it's like the best bread recipe, I guess. Bring it to the void. You're not gonna believe this.
Pantheon's gonna be so jealous.
I got the sweetest deets from those peepas.
John's a little buzzed. We've discussed this. What you were gone.
I like it. Vel'Koz gets a little spicy. He's going. I would like the idea broadly of Vel'Koz going a little. Since he's been on Runeterra so long, he's starting to go not go native necessarily, but he's just getting a little weird relative to other Void.
Yes, I like that.
Like AI when they're just let free on the internet to consume whatever, and then they immediately become like racist and shit. Just like
I don't know if that's where he was going.
That's like Riot, or that's like Vel'Koz, where he's like,
what a slip you just
sucking up brains and.
Sure, I know what you mean, though.
I mean, I guess
he is basically just like a creature AI.
He kind of is. I think that's why it's like him. So like this is why like that other short story I thought was kind of interesting is that like I want him to have like motivations and goals, things that kind of draw him away from his core programming a little bit. I want him to become sentient a little bit more. You know, I think that would be fun.
And then that would make him even more afraid of Bel'Veth, I assume.
Sure. Yeah. You know. Yeah.
Now I do love how much this version of his knowledge through disintegration varies from his release cinematic version. Shooting a massive eye laser into some dude's face.
I feel like that they changed that like in the bio too, where it used to just be the only thing he would ever do would be just blast things into oblivion. Right.
Yeah, this new version has big brain bug vibes from Starship Troopers.
Yeah.
For sure. But yeah, it's like you said, it's pretty effective. It's nice for a little short story. I think I was kind of happy too because he shows up right, and everyone gets like knocked into the air, and I was like, I had this fear, like, are we just gonna have like this action piece for Vel'Koz is like doing fucking geometry and like angling shots around walls and shit. I was like, I don't want to look at that, but they didn't. They're immediately like completely beaten, and it just goes into him like just systematically digging his tentacles into people's skulls, which is a lot more effective, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't need a good action piece. He just let his tentacles do them things.
Let them speak for themselves.
But yeah, I didn't really have a lot else to, I guess, say about it.
Yeah. That's it for canon, I think. Really,
I think so. We could talk about this. We can just talk about the cinematics in their own space, I guess. I don't know. We've already talked about the Bel'Veth one, essentially.
That I apparently completely forgot about.
It's like 30 seconds.
Short.
Yeah.
It's 30 seconds. I have the entire script of the cinematic written here.
Yeah.
Eye of the Void, your watchers are incapable of understanding. I am the Void, and I will remake all of Runeterra.
Okay.
And Vel'Koz looks scared as hell.
I guess he does work for the Watchers.
It's like I'm just doing my job, man. I love the idea that
not even supposed to be here today,
right? Like the idea that he was just chilling. He wasn't even doing anything. He was just like having a coffee. He was having his 97th smoke break of the day or whatever. And then this voice just pops in his head. It's like, what the fuck?
Oh my god.
So, and I guess there's his release cinematic also, right?
Yeah, that was called First Contact, and it's basically him monologuing before eye lasering a dude a few times.
Yeah.
Now, I could be wrong, or tell me kind of whether this lands for you, but I feel like this was really one of the first cinematics I remember around League that was not like everybody fight everybody or just champions looking real cool. Like this was one of the first ones I remember trying to do something very specific. Like this is more of a horror thing than it is anything else. Does that make sense? What I'm saying, does that feel right, or is that just like? Because the other things I remember. Oh, go ahead.
Where does he fall compared to the Jinx release?
Certainly earlier. right? He must be. Must be. When did Jinx come out? When did that damn Jinx music video come out? This must be way earlier because this is like before the. I want to say this is before like the Freljord event even. I could be wrong, but they're man.
Jinx
I don't think it was before the Freljord. If Leslie wrote a story for it, I think she was still in player support for the.
Jinx came out in 2013. That can't be right, man. I feel like I'm taking fucking crazy pills here. Because there's no... man.
So I think Jinx was kind of the prototype.
Man, it's so wild to think that. I guess it's just because when I look at that video, like, it doesn't look bad or anything, but just the art style to me feels so much more like old Riot compared to like Get Jinxed, which, I mean, obviously, Fortige and shit, right? It just feels like something that's so much more closer to the current quality bar. And this is, like I said, it just feels like it's a lot older, right? The way everything is like this 2D animation, and the way that the things move, even like they're kind of I don't know the words to describe it.
It's more like the moving splash screens used to be.
Yes, that's what I'm trying
animation.
to. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm trying to communicate.
And if I had to take a stab at why that is, it's because Christian Link had something to do with the Get Jinxed music video, and he is the master of getting Riot to give him money to work on shit. Whereas the Vel'Koz video is probably like, the champion release team being like, this would be really cool, and lacking that Christian charisma.
Well, Christian's also proven, I feel like, time and time again that it's worth it if they give him money, so...
Get Jinxed was probably the first time. That was probably the first big investment into that.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Although, I mean, he did experimental shit before then. He's awesome. Keep doing your thing, Christian.
You need us to tell you.
Yeah,
those are the cinematics.
That's the cinematics. We can talk about the old one. Or go ahead, sorry.
Yeah. I actually have all the bio written down. It's very short.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is unclear if Vel'Koz was the first Void spawn to emerge on Runeterra, but there has certainly never been another to match his level of cruel, calculating sentience.
It's almost an exact line from his current bio.
While his kin devour or defile everything around them, he seeks instead to scrutinize and study the physical realm, and the strange warlike beings that dwell there, for any weakness the Void might exploit. I love them thinking that the Void would have to, exploit weakness as opposed to just, do what they do.
Yeah.
Just exist. But Vel'Koz is far from a passive observer, striking back at threats with deadly plasma, or by disrupting the very fabric of the world itself.
He sounds a lot more destructive.
Yeah.
I feel like there was definitely a time when the old bios, maybe this is even older than I'm thinking of, where the bio was also trying to sell you on this is what the champion can do a little bit.
I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
the plasma, the disruption.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe that's kind of hard. That's a little vestige of it.
And then he's got a short story, Instrument of Destruction by Leslie Sullivan Tynes.
Yeah, I can go through it. It's very short.
Yeah, sure.
So it's Vel'Koz's perspective. He's going towards a ruin, and I think I didn't intuit this from reading it, but just I'm on the wiki and seeing where they kind of had linked. I think this was supposed to be where Zilean originally was in his old lord.
Yeah.
It's Zillian's original.
I think was still
home.
Acathia, actually.
Yeah.
I think he was the original Acathian before Jax joined him.
Well, I think they call it Uristan, is what it used to be called.
I think you're right.
I think they relocated him into Acathia now. I don't know. But he's going there anyway, and he's there along with some voidlings. And he's kind of he doesn't really, he's like, whatever. The fucking voidlings are little idiots. They're going to do whatever they want. I'm looking for good shit. And he gets there, and it's like, oh, whoever was here, Zilean, must have just left. And he can kind of sense that there's time magic. There's all these instruments and stuff that he's zapping that are time manipulation devices type stuff. So he's kind of sucking it all up. And as the other voidlings kind of come up to just, break shit like they normally do, he actually kills all of them because they're going to cause problems for what he's trying to do. And after he's done that, he's like, yeah, this is the good shit. This time magic, this is where it's at. I got to find this specifically. And he kind of goes off to go do that. Well, that's kind of where he's left.
So he's hunting Zillion.
Something
right?
like that.
No.
Yeah, it's really short, but I like him having a goal or getting wind of something that's like, oh, this isn't just some guy's wife. This is like some real important shit.
Yeah.
Puts him on a quest.
And like we mentioned it before, but it was cool getting a POV of Vel'Koz for this. Like I think getting inside his head was pretty cool.
Yeah. I guess they do that in the other story a little bit, but this one, I mean, it's throughout the whole thing, so his voice carries a lot more. And I liked him, the way he kind of regards the Voidlings as, like, entirely other and, like, almost like a nuisance or you know, like something that kind of gums up the works for him a little bit. So he's like, let's fucking ult these things. This is going to make my day easier. I hate having to work with these
that
guys.
Annoying little brother that you just want to laser, you know.
Yeah. But yeah, him having some goal other than just broadly zapping things, I think it would be real good for him. And yeah, put him after. I mean, especially since they moved Zillion into Acacia, I think, and you know he's got a lot of stuff to do with the Void. You know, having Vel'Koz trying to track him down. It's like, yeah, you could certainly do that. I thought, you know, in my mind, Vel'Koz's horror reminds me a lot of Singed's horror, like not the body stuff so much, but just that they're both doing horrible things to people and things, all from this completely detached perspective. So, like, I don't know, them two working together in some way, I think might be interesting. I don't know. Or if Singed got a hold of Vel'Koz and started doing experiments on it. I don't know, man.
Season 2 of Arcane?
Vel'Koz.
I'm just saying.
Can you imagine? You see those tentacles crawling out of a purple circle.
I'm just saying. I would shit. I would shit my pants.
I was literally about to say, Mark, that I would shit my pants. Thank you for committing to it for me.
Oh, that's the one. That's the one. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I only have one quote from Vel'Koz written down. And it's a quote that he shares with Rengar, though in a very, very different context. Let's see what they're made of.
I love his VO. He's got some really good lines. Vel'Koz, like the melting point one. He's got one that's like, was it their elbows disgust me or something like that? Like,
I didn't see that one. That's great.
I think there's one. There's like, are no organs safely removable? Like he's just getting pissed off that he can't take somebody's like kidney out, right? Like, I kind of like it. It pushes into comedy very nicely.
It's a weirdly specific thing, but I really like it when we are in the perspective of something very not human and being disgusted by something that's really average to us. I read this book, Radiance, by Grace Draven, who is one of Sarah's favorite authors. She's the one who got me into her. But there were like this kind of human-like creatures, and they had to have dinner with the humans, and he was disgusted by a potato. And like here, I was like grossed out by potatoes with this description. It was like described as being like maggot-like as he opened it up, and I was like, oh god, I never thought of that. Anyway, this is a short episode, so there's a little something about me. And I like walks on the beach, and when people make potatoes gross.
How do you feel about
little
elbows?
Preview. Elbow thoughts?
Oh, don't touch mine.
Fair.
Fair.
Okay.
Thank you.
Someone once described my elbows as... They said that it looked like two dicks fighting to get out of my arm.
Okay, well, come on. I gotta see that.
All right, hold on.
The elbow check from John.
Elbow check.
Okay.
Elbow check.
He's double jointed, so his arms do weird shit.
Oh, okay. This is gonna be gross.
Like when he straightens his arm,
this has
like
nothing to do with the double jointedness, for the record.
Oh, it's just your weird elbows.
This was just. They said like that part right there looked like two dicks fighting to get out, which it might look less like now because I'm older.
I
They've
like
matured.
kind of
more of a.
see
I think there was
it.
more
I
of
kind
a
of see
split
it.
here before.
Yeah, I see what they were going with.
Yeah.
They've come to terms, right? They've made peace.
Yeah, now they're cool in there now.
Okay, cool.
That's all I'm gonna see now whenever I stare at your elbows.
Oh no!
That's okay.
A little preview of a fun fact, by the way. You mentioned that a lot of the voice lines kind of veer into comedy. Originally, this was a comedic champion before.
Oh, really?
I could see that. I mean, it's a giant eye with a bunch of tentacles.
Sure.
Yeah, before it kind of took a more serious, darker tone, it was going to be...
That's funny. I really want to see that version of Vel'Koz.
Yeah.
Just once.
I'm curious. I'd be really curious to see what they're like, how they were going to do it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because the parts are there for sure.
Yeah.
All 8 of them, or however many tentacles he has. I don't know.
I think just 3?
I think
Just
3.
3? No way. He has... Why am I picturing like a bunch, like an octopus?
It just feels right.
Maybe you're just picturing an octopus.
I was. Right. Anyway, are we getting AUs? I need to look at a
We
picture
got
of
AUs,
Vel'Koz now.
baby.
There's only 3!
I've got more than 3 here, don't worry.
Okay.
We got Battlecast. The glorious revolution is here. Assembling an army of machines with living brains, Victor marches against the combined forces of his enemies, with only a scrappy human-led resistance helping him from total world domination.
Where's his voice coming from?
I don't know.
That's Victor.
From inside
My brain.
Victor's in the room.
Battlecast Vel'Koz. An airborne data collection unit based on the now extinct Vel'Koz life form. These Battlecast monstrosities sweep their concentrated energy beams over heavily populated areas. Survey data from the lifeless wreckage automatically calibrates the entire fleet's weapon systems, making the units a deadlier threat with every skirmish.
I
Yeah,
like.
it's kind of like a weird Borg-type situation there, but with flying tentacle monsters.
Sure. Yeah.
Sure.
I like it. I like that that this is like some weird future where Vel'Koz was killed, and then they just are like, that was a cool thing. It's like a robot that's
Right?
like that.
Next up, we got Arclight. Once each millennium, an ancient godlike entity, who in this AU is Vel'Koz, descends from the heavens, choosing worthy warriors to be his will incarnate. These beings are the Arclight, immortal agents of the light divine. It is Arclight Vel'Koz, a sublime Jesus Christ, a sublime being of living energy. It was the I before E.
A sublime
except
gleaming.
after.
Gleaming sublimely.
Blimey.
Man, these short episodes, shit just gets fucking nuts.
A sublime being of living energy, Vel'Koz is the subject of legend, myth, and worship. Once every millennium, he descends to the mortal plane, choosing those worthy enough to carry out his inscrutable will, and transforming them into creatures of transcendent power. The Arclight.
Oh.
Fucking cool.
Arclight Cinemas.
Sultan.
Wow. Sultan. Does anyone remember the hand?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Sultan.
good job. Whoa. Oh, I'm not doing it right. Hold on. I got thrown off.
You got this, man.
Next up, we got Definitely Not. Is that a robot in glasses and a trench coat? Of course not. Do your eyes perceive a beast man in a onesie? Better get those eyes checked because they're wrong! Isn't Draven too modest to wear his own head? How foolish you must feel to even ask! And that laser squid? Definitely human. Definitely. This is definitely not Vel'Koz. I'm not a laser squid, I'm a man!
That is the best voice you could have given him.
It's just a voice he uses very regularly in our day-to-day.
Now, I don't know when this lore blurb was written.
They better not be fired.
Well, no, I'm really curious if this is an I'm not a cat, I'm a man reference.
Oh. No, this is older than that.
The
I
skin
think.
is, but the lore blurb might not be.
Oh,
They've rewritten a
I
bunch
love
of
that
them.
idea.
Mm.
I'm not a cat.
Next up, we got Infernal. Scorching an entire world takes unimaginable strength, which is why the Ashen Lord called upon his legions of Infernals to lend their flames. From the darkest depths, they each bring their own terrible powers to bear, though not all answer the call with the same burning enthusiasm.
Oh.
This is Infernal Vel'Koz. Scarce is known of Vel'Koz, owing to the fact that most who witness him combust at his mere presence.
Aww.
What is known, however, is that this cataclysmic titan can level entire civilizations with his incinerating gaze, leaving only smoldering ruin. Woe be to those fixed in the behemoth's infernal gaze, for there will be no remains left to bury her.
Oh, parody there.
Got more and more piratey as he went. I could tell the moment when he decided, I'm a pirate now, while he was speaking.
I am not a pirate, I'm a man.
I'm not a pirate.
Next we got Black Frost.
That's cool.
The ice witch lets none slumber. Each fallen friend or foe in her domain rises anew to fight by her side. Her dark magic twists their appearance, creating glacial golems with hearts of black, unmelting ice. This is Black Frost Vel'Koz. Beneath the ice they slumber, trapped as two worlds pass them by, watching, waiting for the day they will rise again and all will be buried in ice. Which, I mean, yeah, he's a watcher in this one. There it is.
The one in the watcher column.
And the visual on this, like the way the skin looks, is also exactly like the fucking thing that Rise fights in Call to Power.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta look at the actual splash. I mean, right, but that's the thing that's the argument at the heart of the whole thing, right? Is that he looks like what a watcher probably fucking looks like. He's a big fucking eyeball, right? Like, I'm certain he was gonna be a watcher for a very long time, and then
Now I wonder how. All right, stay with me here, right?
Okay.
Now it is specifically mentioned that everyone in the void is formless, and more than that, they have no concept of form. Mm-hmm. And it was only when the Watchers left the void and were like, "Oh shit, form," and now they have the form that they have. Mm-hmm. But we also know that Vel'Koz was not created by those Watchers. He was created by the Watchers who are in the void, who still have no concept of the sense of form. How did they make Vel'Koz an image of the Watchers that were midway trapped?
Maybe, I don't know. I'm thinking of it more like a spore type situation. I really like the idea that they sent him over with like a bunch of fucked up appendages. It's like, can I just get like some tentacles and like maybe an eye or two? Those would be really helpful.
I want to look like them. They look cool as hell in the ice. And I just look like
it's like, hey, Vel'Koz, but we did give you 6 mouths and no legs. So I don't know. I think maybe that's good.
Well, we know what Mark did in Spore.
Can I go the diplomacy route? No, fucking lasers. Okay. I just wanted to dance.
I like the idea of
just
maybe...
for that, you get no feet.
Maybe Vel'Koz is a watcher and is unaware. He has escaped.
Whoa.
He's an escaped watcher.
Yeah.
Who watches
Somehow.
the Watchers?
Who watches the watcher? Well, Lysandra does. But who watches the Watcher's watcher?
Whoa.
Whoa, okay, hold on.
Now, final AU. We got bees, folks.
Yes, we do.
Buzz.
Oh,
We got bees. How about
Buzz,
you?
buzz, buzz.
Be aggressive.
Buzz, 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 buzz.
He's insisting on finishing the amount of buzzes.
That's the amount of buzzes written down. I don't want to misrepresent. Like, what if it's a bee language that we don't know about and leaving off a buzz?
Somebody would tag you in the Discord and be like,
You forgot a buzz?
You forgot a buzz.
The rough translation, you just insulted my mom. And this one is because.
Because why?
Controllable tentacles made out of honey. That's genius.
I think you had to collect yourself before you said
That really flowed out really nicely, hon.
Genius.
Were you trying not to say Venus?
Yes.
Because that's where I would want to go.
Controllable tentacles made out of honey. Now that's a penis.
You know what?
I'm your
This
penis.
is our first penis joke. The whole. I'm your honey.
Hey, how dare you forget my elbows already?
You're not funny. Sorry. I was trying to think of something that rhymed with honey. And it was funny, and then I was like, think about John. What would you say?
Wow, you really saved it
Cantaloupe.
there. I was insulted for a second, but you pulled it back.
So I'm sorry, I forgot about your dick elbows, hon.
You're welcome.
I swore I wouldn't forget, and then I forgot immediately.
It's because they're so
I'm like,
peaceful.
how could I do this?
Yeah. They don't harm anyone. They're just in there living their best life.
They're besties now. They're one big penis now.
Yeah.
Like everybody's elbow.
We are penis, and so can you.
No,
Fun
look at
facts.
that. I hope no one listens to this
Yeah,
episode.
this is
This is awful.
Did
Sorry.
you know Vel'Koz is voiced by Eric Bra,
I didn't.
who also voices Draven, Primetime Draven, and Jax.
Nice.
That's wild.
Yeah. Vel'Koz was the first champion released in 2014. And before release, this is an interesting one, he made cameo appearances in numerous other videos of League of Legends YouTubers and streamers.
Oh.
I think Riot must have kind of sent him like a clip to play, just like a half a second long clip that was just like a close up of Vel'Koz's eye like pulsating, and they would all like pretend that they didn't know how. They're like, "Whoa, what the fuck was that?"
Oh. That's really fun.
Like an ad for like a mobile game or some shit.
Right.
Whoa, what's this? Oh man.
Or like it's those old jump scare videos from like
It was
the
more
early
like
2000s.
that for sure.
Yeah.
It
It's like, look at this road, and then
It was literally the video that I found of this was Trick 2G, and he was like jungling, explaining his jungle, and then it popped up, and he was like, "Whoa! What even was that?" Anyway, back to my jungle path.
I like your Trick 2G impression.
I'll have to check that out.
During development, he was called Professor Eyebeam.
That's phenomenal.
good.
That would be his name in the Battle Academia one.
Oh,
Sure, yeah.
that'd be great.
Well, that implies that he's a teacher being bullied by the students. Instead
I
of
love
another
that even
student.
more.
I do love that even more.
Koz comes from one of the Eye of the Void's previous incarnations, a lava-dwelling kraken called Koz, the Keeper
Oh.
of Secrets, a cancel champion.
Okay. It sounded like Magma Chamber was maybe still on the to-do list.
Yeah, probably. Vel'Koz's lore is the first to be told in first person.
Does it mean like the bio? Because it says it will consume us all at the end, or like the story?
The bio.
Okay. Interesting.
Could also mean Leslie's story. I don't know what the other short stories were doing at the time.
Yeah,
I wasn't
it's
really
true.
reading them. It's one of
Yeah.
those two, though. Vel'Koz's eyes can be removed from his body, and the largest of which can even fly, as seen when he dies.
Ew, that's yucky.
It's okay. You put him back in. It's okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
That's yuckier.
That's why he needs to suck so many eyes out. He loses some every now and then.
Oh, he just like slaps another one in rotation. I don't like this color.
Vel'Koz has pi 3.141592 attack damage growth, and uses trigonometry to land plasma fission.
This is Q, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, we always say it's geometry.
We say geometry. I think I said geography earlier, but I don't even know anymore.
I didn't even catch it.
Trigonography. Vel'Koz's taunt is Schrodinger's equation written in the visitor language from V by Kenneth Johnson, which is just
wow.
3 layers of fucking nerd right there.
I like it.
I only got one of the layers.
Written. I know that word. I got that one.
What's the visitor language?
It's I think a language specific to that book.
Oh, I don't know that book.
V.
Is that what the show?
Oh,
V.
I think it was what the show was based on, starring Anara from Firefly.
Well,
I think you told me about that show.
That's the remake, right, of the original.
Oh, I didn't even realize it was a remake.
Yeah. Well, we're learning all sorts of new shit about V today.
Right? Look at us. We're getting educated. Vel'Koz would love us. He would suck the shit out of us. Mm-hmm. We're getting so smart.
His mouth would fucking water. You know it would.
His tentacles would be positively sopping.
What's funnier is how much you cracked yourself up with that one, right?
None of us laughed.
He hung his head.
I thought you were going with it. No. I thought you were going to say that they were pulsating or something.
No, sopping is the right, yeah.
He pre-lubricates for her pleasure. That's really nice of him.
Vel'Koz's personality might have been based on the amoral Decepticon scientist Shockwave from the Transformers franchise. Also, Shockwave's head consists mostly of his single glaring eye, which could have also inspired the design.
Okay.
Sounds like it could be.
Vel'Koz had his game assets reused for several feature game modes. He was given a retexture and features as a monster called Shooty Eyeball Monster in the Star Guardian invasion one. And then his animations were reused for the Land Squid and Squid Tooth monsters in the Odyssey Extraction game mode.
Oh.
Neat.
And finally, Lifeform Disintegration Ray is the longest ability name in the game at 29 characters long.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was trying to think of other ones, but what about... No, I guess obviously if it says that, then that must be right. I was trying to think of other ones to prove it wrong.
You were trying to prove it wrong.
I mean, it's from the wiki, so it could be wrong. It's just a matter of a new champion coming out and then no one updating.
What about like supreme display of talent or something like that?
Ooh,
like Kiana.
I love that. Let's count that right now. Okay,
okay, I'm not going to do that. I just,
I got this.
Nope, I'm already out of it.
Display of talent. Okay, let me count this. This is characters. 25
Fuck.
So close.
That is really close.
That is close.
Off the dome, I'm really impressed.
I know, that was pretty impressive.
Remembered.
I should be punished for my hubris to even challenge the wiki.
You dare challenge me?
Well, turn off your mic and camera, Mark. That's it for you.
Okay, I'm out.
You can't participate anymore.
It was a good one.
Well, any final Vel'Koz thoughts?
He's really big. It's something that I don't think it's communicated in game. When you look at the cinematic or like the Arclight scan, he's fucking big.
How does he hide? Like he was hiding in that town.
I don't know. Maybe he's doing this definitely not thing. Like they're all sitting around like, what are we gonna do? What do you think? New recruit I haven't seen before, and it's like him. He's got a little spear and shield.
Or he just puts like leaves on his tentacles, and he's like, I'm a tree.
I think we should all say everything we know out loud. You go first. He's getting real lazy with it.
It's hard as putting his tentacle in people's eye sockets. It gets weird.
My tentacles are a little sore today.
It happens to everyone, right? It happens to void beings all the time, right? That's okay.
That's what you boys tell yourself, huh? It can happen to
yeah.
Well, that was Vel'Koz.
Yeah.
Sorry, if you made it this far, and thank you so much for your generosity as you listen to this podcast.
I love when there's just an apology after the episode.
I'm
I'm sorry about this one.
Sorry about this podcast, everybody.
Our bad.
I done goofed it. I'll do better next time.
We won't.
No. Oh my god. I called you not funny today, so I guess that's fine. You can, or I won't because I already did my best. Thanks, Hein. You're right.
That's right. I said we anyway, so.
Yeah, it's inclusive.
It sounded like you said you won't.
The records will show.
Anyway, we have a Twitter. It's at Loreheads. And we have a Twitch, twitch.tv/Loreheads. John streams on Saturdays. He does ARAMs and TFTs with viewers. Not in that order. He starts with TFT, and then he does ARAMs. But if you want to make him do something really dumb in TFT or learn from him, because he just hit diamond.
Just hit diamond, baby.
Pew, pew, pew. With his friend, who also usually streams with him on Saturday, or plays with him on Saturday. Yeah, you can pop on over to twitch.tv/Loreheads. We have YouTube if you want to see some clips or John's weird dick elbow. No, you didn't show the camera actually, so never mind.
That's true. Although you can watch any of the parody videos you want, like the Ergot one, which I feel like is criminally underviewed at this point.
Oh no. Yeah, John did that sound not sincere at all. Sorry. No one's watching that thing. Weird. No, I'm just kidding. So mean. What was the parody again?
It was Skater Boy.
Skater Boy.
Spider Boy.
Spider Boy. It's phenomenal. Please listen to it. It's very, very good. And we have a Discord. You want to find some people to play League with or talk about the lore or bitch about Riot Games laying off people? Then join the Discord. And we have a Patreon. Thank you so much to all of our patrons.
But a very special thank you to our Medarda tier patrons, King of Hearts, Big Man Gnomes, Mr. Dead, and John Has a Dig Bick. Let me tell you, this week surely would have been the closest I would get to getting that one wrong. If you guys were being cornered by Vel'Koz, I would pretend I knew everything that you knew and take the tentacle for you.
Ooh, shit.
That was beautiful. We just posted a new bonus video episode on there. It was we all tried to draw champions and skins and region logos from memory in the game that we found.
The city crest.
Yeah.
Crest.
Region crest.
House region logos.
Yeah.
Their brands.
Just do it.
That's on our Patreon though for everyone at the video tier and above. So if you want to check that out.
And we'll have some other goodies coming up. We have lots of plans in the calendar now. If it's in our calendar, we got to do it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true facts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And please be sure to join us next week. We are not going to be talking about a champion, actually. We are finally going to be talking about the game Song of Nunu.
This is actually news to me. It's pretty exciting.
It's news to you? It's in the calendar. Fuck! John beat the game a long time ago, though. So the rest of us, we have all beaten it now. All three of us
I'm
have
gonna have to
definitely
rewatch my
beaten
stream
it by now.
If after the podcast you want to watch the game be played, it's on our YouTube.
Yeah.
Beginning to end.
Yeah, John has his full playthrough on YouTube. Yeah. Alrighty, bye.
All right, later.
Bye.